Welcome back to another exciting episode of Stacker News Live. My name is Car. I'm with Keyan.
Wow, we don't have bodies today. We just have heads.
Yeah, Logan moved the thing, so I gotta need him to reset it. I think I just need to get one from up here and then just have it come down. So
yeah, we're like on the bottom floor.
Are you leaning forward, or hang on? Let me see.
No, this is my I sit on a computer all day.
Maybe scoot back. Maybe scoot back a little bit. Can you scoot back? Because it looks like you're like, okay, there it goes. Cool.
Yeah,
I'll fix it.
I mean, if I'm gonna control my computer, I gotta be close up. How was your week, Car?
Oh man, dude, Monday, Tuesday, and Wednesday was a grind for me.
Really?
Yeah.
You seem to be grinding. I mean, I didn't notice you getting ground up.
It's just a lot, dude. Being CEO is tough. It's not easy.
Wow, you're calling yourself a CEO?
I don't know how you do it. Well, it's not even the person in charge, right? Like you're in charge of a startup. Like it's tough.
Yeah, you gotta love it. I mean, you gotta like pain. That's what I usually tell people. You have to find the like serenity and like the surrender and doing really hard shit and putting yourself through it.
Yeah, I don't have so much doing this stuff as a problem. It's just all the other administrative stuff that's just like really, because my mind doesn't turn off. Like, you know what I mean? So I'll dream about it, or I'll wake up randomly.
What kind of dreams do you have about work? Because I don't really remember my dreams. I'll occasionally remember a weird dream where a guy has like extra fingers or something. And
just like it's just more like the things that you're trying to do administratively, like they turn out bad, and like it's a situation of it.
Whoa.
Like, yeah.
So you have like realistic.
Yeah.
Yeah. Oh wow.
And it's probably just my mind because it's not completely clear, you know. Anyway, let's stop talking about my dreams. How was your week?
How was my week? Wow. Yeah, it was filled with time and days and nights and
come on, man. The stackers want to know.
Breathing.
Were you working on Stacker News at all? Are you working on outer space?
I was mostly working in outer space. Cool. I try to say in rather than on, just because it's funner. It's more fun. But yeah, I was working in outer space. I'm trying to like really set a really strong tone for like UI UX. And I don't know, like I kind of have this thing where I want, you know, like a didgeridoo, when you hear a didgeridoo, you're like, do you know what I'm talking about?
No, tell me.
You don't know a didgeridoo? Like that like musical instrument?
Okay.
Do you know? I don't know. When you hear it in person, it makes me feel a certain way. It makes me feel a certain way that I want to feel, but I don't normally feel. But that's what I really like to try to do in a product, is I want to like, I don't know. That's what I think about, at least, is like I want to awaken something in someone that was like dormant. Like I want them to feel like a little, I don't know.
Wonder?
It's like, yeah, wonder is good. Enchanted is another way I've heard this described.
That's really cool that you're aiming for that. You should probably go do some research. There's a Led Zeppelin, I forget which concert it was, but Jimmy Page was like the first guy to ever play with one of those, like live in a setting. And so it's like Jimmy Page playing with what you're describing, and he plays with his guitar with it, and he like hits it and stuff. It's pretty exceptional.
The big long pipe thing? That's what you're talking about, or is this another?
Well, there was a pipe, but it's like vertical. Maybe it's the same thing. I don't know.
Maybe not.
Jimmy Page was a mystical man. With that, let's get into the top 5 stories of the week. Our first one is Submarine Swaps Guide. This is from Aftermath. 18 comments, 15,700 sats. This was a freebie post on April 11th. What is this, Keyan?
Yeah. So Aftermath basically describes submarine swaps for us. It's really good, like really well described, I think. Pretty concise. You know, if you're unfamiliar with submarine swaps, it kind of walks you through them. But submarine swaps, I mean, even some of this, like I wouldn't be able to articulate submarine swaps this well. But he says submarine swaps are a specific kind of atomic swap that move between layers, and specifically Lightning and on-chain, and then kind of swap in and swap out. He defines those. Swap in is when you're swapping into Lightning. Swapping out is when you're swapping out of it onto on-chain. And kind of has an example walkthrough, and then describes services that provide submarine swaps, and like various trade-offs. Even has like a really nice table of kind of like all the fees and charges and stuff. I mean, when I do swaps, I don't really think about it. I usually just go to Loop because it's like the most convenient thing. But I think if you do a lot of swapping, that this becomes pretty relevant, and we can kind of probably expect more and more of that to be done over time.
For the stackers at home that don't know what Submarine swaps, what's like the base level of understanding of it?
Yeah, while you were checking your phone, I was describing it, but it's when you go from Lightning to on chain or on chain to Lightning.
Okay, so it's simple.
But you do it atomically, meaning it's trustless. You only get sats on Lightning if sats get transferred on chain, and that's that they happen atomically, meaning that you can't break the operations apart.
Oh, okay. I was going to ask a question, but I think you answered it right there. This is from Killabun. He said, awesome, thanks. For which of these do I need an account or an app or some BS like this? I know Bolt simply worked without it last time. Then Aftermath, the OP, he said, the ones that require an account are CoinOS, HODL, Blink, requires phone number, Breeze, not to use, but the only way to back up the channels in a Google account. DZ requires an instant token, which has to be requested by email or Telegram, so you do need an account. Why do some of these require an account and some don't? Or is it just for...
I'm not exactly sure. I'm not too acquainted with... I mean, it seems like... I think some of these are not fully... I don't think they're not just swap services, I think, is what is maybe what's going on here. And it might also be, on some level, an attempt to deter certain kinds of spam, depending on how the service is implemented. But I don't do enough swapping to know. But it looks like, I know Breeze isn't just a swap service. CoinOS isn't just a swap service. Neither is HODL. And Blink, is Blink the new? Is that a new? I don't know who's.
That's the. I think that's the one that just came out for Bitcoin Beach Wallet. It could be mistaken.
Oh right, okay. So they did a rebrand.
Yeah.
Galoy did a rebrand for their wallet.
Aftermath also said later down, he said, regarding trusted and trustless swaps differentiation, you are right. I limited the post to cover the functionality of non-custodial swaps, as those are the ones tools like Loop and Bolts use. RoboSats isn't even a swap service, but a peer-to-peer exchange that uses HODL invoices, for example. I didn't have enough time to review all the implementations, and some of them are closed source, but I included them in the list anyway, so everyone has a good picture of how much the market is charging. Cool, man. That's an awesome post. A freebie post at that, man. Like, look how many sats he made just on the freebie post. It's pretty good.
Yeah, people really appreciate, learn when people help them learn things.
Nice. Our next top story is Boycott Bitcoin Magazine and their S-Poo-Poo conference. This is from Bitcoin, Cowboy Hatter. 58 comments, 15,100 sats. Keyan, what happened on April 13th?
Yeah, I mean, it seemed like you read this before I did. I mean, I was
shocked.
Yeah. I mean, this is kind of what you hear. So I remember last year when I was walking around Bitcoin Magazine or the Bitcoin conference last year, it was a lot of like, man, all these fucking shitcoin, blah, 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 this and that. And so this is an opinion, I think, of quite a few people, perhaps not expressed as publicly, but a lot of people are kind of upset that Bitcoin, the conference that Bitcoin Magazine throws is deviating a little bit from like Bitcoin itself and trying to appeal to more the other parts of the crypto ecosystem in an attempt to make money and attract a wider market.
I was just shocked by the amount of inside info that was in this post. I had no idea about the... he described here, Bitcoin Magazine enabled these third-party middlemen, their S-coins, corruption and products in exchange. They accepted their fiat sponsorship and then turned around and invested that fiat heavily into 3 Arrows Capital and GBTC. So that's I don't know where you find that information at. And it goes in more in depth. I don't want to you have to go back and read the post. I think what was more interesting is the stackers commenting below. I mean, you kind of had things all over the place. Phil Gates said, you guys need to quit this S-coin obsession of yours and get back to reality, like it or not. Bitcoin is part of an industry called crypto. Bitcoin Magazine is doing a great job at educating people. If they want to issue NFTs, good for them. If they want If they let prominent speakers defend Bitcoin and other cryptos, there is nothing shocking about it. If I needed to boycott someone or something, that would be the BTC Maxis cult and their dangerous, stubborn, counterproductive, and rather idiotic vision of crypto. Of course, Darthcoin jumped in. He said, just by putting Bitcoin in the crypto world make you a S-coiner. Good to know you are an S-coiner. And then it gets into have fun stacking.
Yeah. I mean, I don't know.
What do you think about all this kind of stuff? Do you care about this stuff?
I know, not really. This is kind of, I mean, it's kind of whatever, you know, poo-poo coiners are going to poo-poo. I mean, I still think there are people at Bitcoin Magazine that I think are worth listening to and do have a sway there. I know there will be lots of, you know, good talks that happen at the Bitcoin conference. It is unfortunately not, you know, there's a lot of noise and you have to sift through it, and that, you know, that weighs on people that are there. But I mean, there are emerging conferences that are good. But like Ben mentions here, he's like, I'm only going to TabConf and Bitcoin Plus from now on, and those are basically, you know, the isolated signal of Bitcoin conference. Those conferences pull that off, and so, you know, maybe that's the move. Is we just need need a
smaller
fork.
conferences.
Yeah.
I think that's kind of like, my opinion is, unfortunately, you know, however you feel about Bitcoin conference, it is what it is. Cat's already out of the bag, as they say. I think these smaller conferences are higher signal, just in my point of view. And I don't think that's the market that Bitcoin conference or magazine is going after anyway. So it leaves other people like Nifty and, you know, Tidwell and those guys to like get some really good conferences out there for everybody. Because even TabConf last year, it felt like, you weren't there, but last year there was a lot of normal people just getting into developing, or, you know, people like myself who are just interested and fascinated with this stuff. So
yeah, it's I think the worst, I just feel, I guess I feel bad for Bitcoin Magazine. I like kind of pity the move. I see this slide toward a business that I think that was maybe once respectable and not anymore, or that, you know, maybe they were towing the line before. But I mean, I think, you know, hopefully it switches back or whatever.
I don't know. I mean, just short history, you know, for the stackers that are listening out there. Like, it was started by Vitalik, right? That's not a secret. Him and somebody else, I forget who, then got acquired by this other, you know, group. And then, you know, people that we know got involved and turned that thing around. And
I thought Vitalik just wrote for them. I didn't know
I think he founded it. It's like one of the founders. Maybe I'm wrong, stackers, tell me. And then after that, it got, you know, and then it really peaked, I guess, like in 2021 probably. It probably peaked there. And then now it's just kind of...
I think they raised like over $100 million during like the peak of the bull market.
Yeah. But I'm going, with that being said, I am going this year. Are you going this year?
I have a ticket. I haven't planned anything else. I don't even know when it is, but I'll, you know, within a couple weeks of it starting, I guess I'll decide.
I think for me, it's like, you know, a lot of people that I wouldn't necessarily see are going. So it's like, for that reason alone, it's, you know what I mean? Like, I would only ever see, you know, the people that live out of country at that event. And that's just kind of where they meet, unfortunately.
Yeah, there's a lot of satellite events that are probably going to be pretty high signal, and there are like Odell, of course, if he gets to manage another stage this year, that stage was awesome. It was like TabConf.
They should just let him manage everything.
I know. I wish it could just get to make all the decisions, but
yeah, we'll see. I mean, I'll let the Stackers know. Are we? Well, I guess if you don't go, are we going to do a Stacker News Live there?
We always do a Stacker News Live. Have we missed one?
No.
Okay, so
Dang.
there's no point in asking.
You see what happens, Stackers?
I think there was one week when I was sick that super filled in for me.
But it's okay for you to take a day off? Is that
yeah, you can take a day off too if you ever want to not do it.
Off. All right. Yeah, we'll see. Hopefully you'll come, and then we'll have it. We'll do a live Stacker News somewhere. That'd be cool. Maybe get some stackers there.
Last year it was such a.
Oh, because we did it in the.
did in like a coffee shop, like
Yeah.
kind of guerrilla style.
Yeah, and they were like looking at us weird. And
Yeah.
Tristan was like yelling into the mic.
Yeah, it was awkward.
It was very awkward. Okay, the next top story is CivKit, a peer-to-peer electronic market system on Nostr. This is from Nico Say, 9 comments, 7,324 sats. This is about 20 hours ago. What happened?
Yeah, so this is a cool, like, I guess, kind of theoretical release. They basically described a system that they've designed. I guess a group of them, it looked like, were working on it. Ray Youssef, who recently shut down Paxful. I don't know how you say this guy's names, but I'm going to call him Ant, maybe it's Antone, and Nick. I don't know which Nick this is. And basically, they're attempting to design a peer-to-peer market, that maybe can replace something like Paxful. It uses Nostr, it uses Lightning, and at this stage, it's mostly theoretical because it's just kind of this white paper. I gave the white paper a brief read. It has a pretty good survey of kind of the problem, a survey of the technology they plan on using. My takeaway, though, in reading it is it's a bit over-engineered.
Oh, really?
Like it's not that maybe like it shouldn't have the features that they're describing. It's just there are parts of the design that are built on the assumption that other parts of the design are going to either exist or succeed in their ability to exist. And so I'd like to see, if you contrast this with something like the Bitcoin white paper, which was written after Bitcoin was actually the code was written. It's very it's very like, there's no what ifs, there's no whatever. It's like, this is how the system works. And this is what it attempts to do. And let's see what happens. And this is a lot of like, well, if this happens, then this can happen. And so there's a lot of that going on. Anyway, that's mostly what I mean by over-engineered. It uses one of the coolest things in the paper, because it has a lot of these kind of, somewhat theoretical kind of concepts in it. One of the cooler theoretical concepts in it is web of stakes.
Web of stakes.
Yeah.
Wow.
I can't find it for some reason. Anyway, it's like basically people prove it's like web of trust, but people prove rather than that another person trusts them, they're proving that they own a certain amount of Bitcoin, or that they have a certain amount of Bitcoin locked up on their Lightning node, and from there you can kind of gather information about whether someone's like a real economic entity or something. And I thought that was pretty cool. I thought that was pretty. Apparently, it's not a novel concept, but it is interesting to see it appear in this context.
So didn't he just go on Citadel and talk about how he was closing down Paxful or something?
Yeah, Ray. Yeah.
This is not related to that whatsoever, right?
I don't think so, but
Okay.
It seems like they're going to begin working on it, and I hope, from reading the paper, I really hope what they do is they just make an MVP of an order book on Nostr. So like that was one of the things that felt kind of presumptive, is like, well, we'll get this order book going on Nostr, and they kind of like hand waved it like it's like this relatively simple thing to do, and then they're like, oh, even though that doesn't exist yet, and then they're like, oh, but for that order book to exist, what we need to do is route messages through the Lightning network, where the Nostr relay also needs to have a Lightning node to receive these messages, and it's like kind of built on all of these assumptions that are a pretty big UX hurdles. And
wasn't the Collider guys working on that, or am I
don't know. Yeah,
because they have a Nostr.
I don't know of a burgeoning Nostr marketplace yet, or order book or whatever. I don't know if that that thriving yet. So if you think that you're going to build a Nostr marketplace that has more UX friction and requires more of users and more of participants and more technology, and that is going to somehow succeed when the low effort, easy one to run doesn't, I don't know why you would make that assumption.
Cool. So Jeff said here in the comments, he said, glad I'm not the only one being kept up by the fact that we are almost ready to build peer-to-peer markets. Keyword being almost. This document or set of ideas needs some work to flesh this out further. I encourage the authors to put up the original text in a format that can receive a PR. And then Nico, original OP, said, yep, here you go. Gave him the PDF. So I think seems like the Snackers are also on the same page with you. So
yeah, I think it's really cool they're working on it, and
yeah.
I'm really excited to see what comes of it because I think it'll be cool. There are a lot of really cool ideas in the paper, and I don't. While I was kind of bearish on it, and mostly just bearish on it.
It seems like it's the what everybody's kind of I don't know. Is it presumptuous to put out like a paper like this before you've? Is that or
no? I mean, it's fine.
Okay.
It's just fine. It's just it is making. I think you put it out because you want this kind of criticism to kind of see what people's opinion on it before you build anything.
So this is normal then to do something this way.
I think it is.
Okay.
It can be normal. I just it is. It does feel over engineered. It feels like. It feels like in practice we're going to end up with something a lot simpler because we're going to have to, because it won't if it's going to work in the advanced complex form, it's going to need to be in the simple form first.
Right. Okay, well, we'll see. I'm sure it'll be posted on Snacker News when it happens. The next top story is Bitcoins are not mined. They are issued over time. This is from Durgigi. 10 comments over 6,481 sats on April 13th. What happened here? What did he write this week?
Yeah, so this is a cool paper. It hits a very strong and simple note, as GG is kind of known for. It kind of reveals the truth that's kind of like right in front of all of us. But he's taking a bit of an issue with the way we describe how Bitcoin comes into the world. And that it's not so much that Bitcoins are mined, it's that they're going to be issued regardless of the amount of work that's done. And so it's a subtle distinction, but there is a distinction, I think, between the two. And it's kind of a thoughtful distinction, I think.
It changes the framing a little bit.
Yeah,
it almost feels inevitable.
Yeah, I think that's mainly the point that he's making, is that the Bitcoin is going to be issued regardless of how much energy it's consuming, and whether it's just me and you mining Bitcoin, or it's Luxor and whoever the people, Riot and whoever else are mining or running a lot of these machines in an attempt to be worthy of the issued Bitcoin.
Yeah, it also paints a picture of like, if we're really doing this value for value thing and we create these circular economies on the web and in real life, then, we're already at the goal of being able to transact and pay and do favors, whatever it is, to do that already with Bitcoin. So,
yeah,
cool.
Pretty good one.
This was, I think we had, who was it that said that? Yeah, here it goes. Put it on a t-shirt, 100%. That was from Godlike Z. Yeah, I should put that on a t-shirt.
Yeah, I'm surprised Gigi doesn't have a merch store. He could probably have a bunch of phrases that he sells on shirts and stuff.
The next top story is Nostrichat-extension, a Nostr live chat anywhere. This is from Zurks. 7 comments, 2,668 sats on April 12th. What's this?
This is pretty cool. So basically what you can do is you can install this extension, and then any website you visit, you can, if other people also have the extension installed, you can chat with them like on that website basically.
Wait, what?
Yeah.
Really?
Yeah, it's pretty cool. So
you could go on Stacker News and have a live chat?
you could have a live chat on Stacker News if someone else is on Stacker News and has this extension installed, and you guys are both on Stacker News at the same time. You guys could be chatting with each other. So it's pretty cool. So here's what is currently in the Stacker News chat, because there's not a lot of people using this extension and Stacker News. But this is
now they are.
But this is it.
Dude, I'm totally gonna be in there, guys.
Yeah, this is so he's like, can't find Stacker News NPub. Anyone? I guess we should put that on the site somewhere. But and then
now we can have live fights with Darthcoin.
Yeah, exactly. If anyone wants,
this is awesome. Who made this?
This, I guess it's the guy who announced it, Jesus.
Oh wow, okay,
Jesus
cool.
_
This is awesome.
It's pretty cool.
How do you install it? Just can you this work on Chrome or?
I think any Chromium-based browser it works on, and
oh, there it goes.
Yeah, you can demo it without actually being without actually installing the extension, which is what I'm doing here in the browser. But it's
dude, I would totally use that for Stacker News.
Yeah, people. Let's see.
Let's see if I can go to.
Oh, there's no one talking about Nostr.com apparently.
See if I can get in there.
Anyway, it's really neat, pretty cool when you have.
Oh wow! So there's people on the. If you go to Nostrichat, there's people in there talking in the chat.
Oh,
that's cool.
That is cool. Nostr.
Doing it live on SNL. Boom! I'm in there now. That's cool. You can see.
Hi, yo. Oh,
see?
Cool. Yeah.
Isn't it cool?
Oh, Jesus is in here. Okay, cool.
Oh, there you go.
He's in there.
Let me go back to Stacker News.
This was
Does it show on Stacker News too, or no? Here, let me see. So you just show it on. Where is it at?
Oh, I don't know. I don't know how it works when you have the extension out.
I'll play around with it.
Yeah.
Yeah, the guy Block Talk. He says this is badass. Congrats. Yeah, this is really cool, man.
Yeah.
I wonder if you could do zaps through it.
You could. There's nothing that would prevent you from doing it. It's just it appears to not be implemented in it yet.
Yeah, dude, do zaps. That would be cool. You could do some zapping on Stacker News and some of these other sites. It would actually make you hang out at some of these community sites, right?
Yeah, I mean it's cool. I mean, I think this is pretty cool. This is very similar to me as no comment. I think was was something that was created by Fiat Joff for Nostr. You can embed Nostr comments in a blog, and I thought that was a very cool implement, or I guess what would that be called? Use case for Nostr. Yeah, I think it's rad.
Yeah, she's unleashed something pretty cool into the world, and that rounds out the top 5 Stacker News posts. I guess we're gonna do a little meta, or you want to jump into mine?
Let's go to yours.
Okay, yeah. So I wanted to bring this up just because, like, man, it's so good, dude. It's Make Something Wonderful, a book from Steve Jobs' archive. This is from Byzantine, 2 comments, 2,564 sats. So I've been reading this throughout the nights, and it's completely different than the Walter Isaacson book. It's completely different than some of these other books that are out there. I mean, it's a lot of the same kind of, I mean, everybody knows the timeline of Steve Jobs and like all that kind of stuff. But there's a lot of like little nuggets in there that weren't in there before. And it's just made really well, dude. And it like on the iPhone, it feels really intimate when you're reading it. It just like, it feels alive almost, because the pages will, like, scroll down, Keyan, right there. Like it probably even on the web, like if you scroll down, it like hit read now. I've been doing it from my iPhone, but it'll show like a little bit of like a thing like that. But yeah, it's really cool. Let me just share this one part. There's a part in some of these pages, because it goes through his whole life chronologically, and it says here, it is 1958. IBM passes up the chance to buy a young fledgling company that has invented a new technology called zeography. 2 years later, Xerox is born, and IBM has been kicking themselves ever since. It is 10 years later, the late 60s. Digital Equipment, DEC, and others invent the mini computer. IBM dismisses the mini computer as too small to do serious computing and therefore unimportant to their business. DEC grows to become a multi-$100 million corporation before IBM finally enters the mini computer market. It is now 10 years later, the late 70s. In 1977, Apple, a young fledgling company on the West Coast, invents the Apple II, the first personal computer as we know it today. IBM dismisses the personal computer as too small to do serious computing and unimportant to their business. And then he talks about it in 1981, Apple II has become the world's most popular computer, grown to over a $300 million company. So it has like little things like that, and that's all written by Steve Jobs. It's stuff that you never see anywhere else, because I didn't know he talked about stuff like this in previous books from him. But really cool.
Yeah. I mean, it looks excellent. I don't know if I want to spend more time sitting at my computer to read it. That's why I would like Lauren Powell, if you're listening, if you're a Stacker News fan, please make an audiobook.
Gosh, yeah. I would love to make an audiobook for this. It's just it's a lot of time, but yeah, you could make something really lovely with this.
Yeah, I mean, it could be really cool. It could be as beautiful as the website.
Yeah. Anyways, that was my post of the week. Keyan, what's yours?
I don't have a post, but favorite post of the week, because we covered it. But we will go over. We have this meta one that we were going to cover, which is about this show. Wow, there are people who watch and like this show.
Well, what do you know, Keyan?
There's at least like 3 of them.
We made it.
Yeah.
We made it on the front page of Stacker News. I saw this. I couldn't believe it. It was like Sunday, I think it was. And I was like, what? Why is Stacker News live on the front page of Stacker News? I never saw that coming. But yeah, it's been like a year, and we're already a year doing this. Year and like 2 months, dude. We have not missed a week.
Yeah. Oh yeah. It's been over a year. That's kind of crazy. I didn't think about that. I mean, I occasionally think about it, I guess. But yeah, it's been a while. I guess we probably don't suck too much at it.
No, I think we gotten better. Tony Giorgio says, I typically tune in the week after, and it's always a fun time listening, even if I'm on Stacker News every day. Not sure if it's for everyone, but I enjoy hearing my friends.
What does that mean?
I think he just says it's not for everybody.
What's he trying
Bounce
to say?
Opinions back and forth. It's very focused and on agenda, so I never have to worry about it tuning in, turning into irrelevant rants, which makes it easy for me to always tune in without worry. Always consistent and fun. And he says, also got to make sure they aren't talking crap about me. Come on, really?
What could we say about him?
I'd never say anything bad about you.
I mean, I don't really have much. I mean, trying to think of something.
He has like the second. The only bad thing I can say is like the second best hair in Bitcoin.
Who has the best hair?
Probably Muzz or Chanel.
Okay.
Yeah.
So you like straight hair a little more, because for curly hair, it's way more.
I mean,
work.
Tony's hair is beautiful, but it's just like, is it the best hair?
I don't know. We should create a Bitcoin hair calendar where it's just dudes.
There's some really good people with really good hair though in Bitcoin. Think about it. Dusty has really great hair.
He does have good hair. Mm-hmm. Yeah.
We have a hair calendar. Stackers, make it happen.
Someone out there.
Do you want to go over the top?
Oh, that's right. Super stat segment. What do we got? We got we got to go to users. You guys can't even see that thing pop up. And top stackers for the week. Looks like the Stacker News account stacked a lot. I don't know how, but Bubbles. Congrats, Bubbles. It looks like
Bubbles
has a avatar of an old lady, and I hope that it actually is an old lady who's super into Bitcoin. And rsync posts a lot of great technical stuff on Stacker News. Zanny, Bitcoin stacked quite a bit. I believe Bitcoin, we didn't talk about this earlier, but I believe Bitcoin is a moderator on the Bitcoin subreddit.
Oh, really?
Yeah.
And he brought it over here?
Yeah, I think I saw on Twitter that it was also pinned to the Bitcoin subreddit.
Does anybody still use Reddit? Not joking. Do people still use Reddit? Like
yeah.
Bitcoiners?
Yeah. I mean, I think,
oh, wow.
I don't think a lot. I mean,
Why?
not a lot of them, but there's some portion of them that probably get this stuff in their feed. Aftermath, Byzantine.
That did that's funny that you say that now, because I didn't know that part. But that did have a very Reddit-y type of vibe of a post. Do you know what I mean?
Yeah.
I don't know if that's good or bad, but it definitely felt like a Reddit type of post.
Yeah. I mean, maybe. I don't know.
Yeah.
Maybe I have a bad barometer. Spenders this week. Looks like True Stacker spent quite a bit. JK14 also another big spender. What I'm liking is I'm dropping down in these stats, which is great. It means that people are out competing me for spending.
It's about time. It's been a year.
Yeah. Let's see. And then top Cowboys. I lost my cowboy hat last week.
Thank God. Yeah. Don't ever get one again.
Which freaking sucks. I don't even know if I'm.
You know what you should do? I'll tell you this.
anymore.
How about this? Because I hate seeing the stupid updates. Oh, you let your cowboy to the saloon. Go up a tree and whatever. Why don't you just let me buy a cowboy hat?
Because it's like in a game. You don't get to buy. You have to earn. We want you to earn.
Red Dead Redemption.
You could buy stuff in Red Dead Redemption. This is like this is a stat. This is a thing that you earn, and so it has like real status. It has proof of work associated with it. It's not like it's not proof of stake, Car. If you want proof of stake, you know where to go.
Where would I go? Reddit.
It probably there. Maybe the Ethereum Foundation has a forum you could get on and buy whatever you need.
Well, it looks like Austin still has his cowboy hat, so he's winning right now, basically.
Yeah, he's in the lead except for the Stacker News account. GMD, who I know has been trying to move up in these rankings, has been moving up pretty fast. But I can't believe I freaking missed mine. Anyway, those are the super stats.
Nice. That was just pretty good. We got one live viewer today from Mike. He said, "Hey y'all."
Hey Mike.
What's up, Mike? We got a couple. We actually got one boost from Blockchain Boog. He said, "Love the cover art on this episode." Yeah, for the stackers that don't know, I do cover art for these shows every week.
What was the cover art this past week?
I used the one that was for the Mac. Because we called last week Mac OS BTC. That was the name of the episode. So I used the cover art that was shared for the Stacker News post.
Oh, cool. The one that you were like, oh, I love this.
I was also going to throw it out there. If you guys want to make Save Car sometime, you want to name the show and like give me a cover art for it, totally down for that. Put it in the post.
Great idea.
Save me some time.
Dude, look at the Bitcoin price. Can you believe this?
What do you mean?
It's at 30K. Is that crazy?
Do you pay attention to that?
No, I mean that's what I mean. Like I don't know. It like just it didn't even.
Oh, I just put it. I always have one sat equals one sat.
Oh, I see.
Yeah, I don't.
I mean, I'll keep the price on mine. I am curious if it's going up, but
that's interesting. Yeah, I never look at it like that.
I don't really have strong feelings about the price, but I do. It's cool that it's up.
Yeah. What are you gonna do this weekend now that it's up?
I don't know what am I gonna do? I'm probably gonna continue unpacking. And that's probably what I'll do.
You still haven't finished?
No, it's a lot of work. I mean, I don't know. Like I like my place to be right. I want it to be like exactly how I want it. I want to wake up and feel good. I don't want a unpacked box sitting in my living room for 2 years and then I move out.
Yeah.
I hate that kind of vibe.
Yeah.
When I grew up, my parents would move into a house and they wouldn't unpack and they wouldn't buy furniture. And so we'd have empty rooms with like nothing on the walls. It was just so infuriating to me. Yeah. But
so basically my apartment was just empty room.
Is that what you got going on?
Yeah, dude. I mean, those chairs that we got, like that was it. And then just like a desk and like empty room. I like it like that though.
Yeah. I think it's a thing, but I like it to feel full. I don't know.
Oh, okay.
Not like full with stuff. We don't have any furniture. We don't have like couches and chairs and stuff, but I like it to feel full of life. I like it to feel like someone's there, and it just like warmer.
Yeah, that's interesting.
Yeah.
Cool. Well,
what about you? What are you doing?
Oh, we're gonna go watch John Wick tonight.
Dude.
John Wick 4.
Wow.
John Wick 4. We're gonna go watch it.
How about Kanye? Or no, what's his name? Keanu Reeves. He looks so good.
He's a vampire. Everybody knows that. Yeah, he's a vampire.
Those Asian
genes. 1800s, I think, probably. Yeah. All right. Well, stackers, we'll see you next time. Have a great weekend. Keyan.
Zap.